So welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is your Cannabis Business Podcast. Today we're talking about automation and innovation in the hemp and cannabis industry. We are here live at the World Trade Center. I'm here with Arnar and Denny. They're with Greenvault Systems. I'm here with Jason of 420 Wholesale Pack, and then there's Andy of Poseidon Asset Management.
So Arnar or Denny, there's benefits to automating systems that can be a powerful motive, but there's many pitfalls and obstacles, excuses that we've all heard. For example, I've heard some good quotes here. Quote, "We don't have the budget and are not familiar with the automation options available in the market," or "too little time and numerous issues that we need to address first," or quote, "it's not necessary." I like this one though. "In this industry with tight margins, we don't invest in speculative capacity. Almost all capacity needs are driven by strategic business objectives to either increase market share or introduce a new product," which is perfect for headsets data to use. But on the flip side, quote, "If our customers don't need it, we don't buy it. And if they do, we better get it before somebody else will." And then the marketing dictates to us what the marketing is asking for, both in terms of product and in terms of anticipated volume requirements. So there's a lot of excuses and obstacles. But now that Washington State's investment residency requirements have been lifted, for example, what are some of the other current obstacles facing small business growth and success?
I think, primarily, for smaller businesses, a lot of this automation, like you alluded to, it can be expensive. It's very time consuming. You really have to understand, the entire process, what you're trying to automate. And that's what we try to help people with is, they may have a few pieces that they can see in their head. There's a lot of other components to an automated line, such as controls, such as data, such as software, things like that, that have to be really vetted out pretty heavily if you're going to be successful in these lines. So, that can be a big obstacle for a small company because just the capital's not there, and it can take months, for a fairly robust line, say for capping, hermetically sealing, jar filling, labeling. That's a line that could take 4 or 5 months to put together. Mm-hmm. And the timeline. We'll go back to the dog years. Even the dog months, right? You make a decision in June, and maybe that decision is not the same in January when your equipment's ready. So there's a lot of that to walk through with, especially smaller companies, because they're fighting all of these different battles. Labor, one of them, which is quite a bit. That's where our packaging machines or our weighing systems come in. That's the biggest bang for your buck on your floor because you have people putting things in cups with chopsticks or Dixie cups or whatever on small scales. You can eliminate a lot of those people pretty quickly, or repurpose those people. And as Jason was alluding to, we always tell people, look, you don't have to fire your staff here. You can repurpose them, make them more productive in your plant. Mm-hmm. Teach them something other than sitting in front of a scale for 8 hours a day. So there's a lot of things to consider. The bigger companies maybe are not so limited. They have maybe a little bit more capital. They have more people to put in to work with people like us. Mm-hmm. To design a line or a process or a new piece of equipment. So those are struggles that these small companies today are seeing, that we see all the time. They could use the equipment. It's just where are they going to put their dollars right now, and that's not always it's not always in an equipment part of the company. It's maybe in an operational part of the company, or sales, or we need new salespeople, or we need to get out in front of more customers and get our product out. So there's fighting for dollars in small companies for sure.
I'd like to just expand one thing on that. One thing for people who are considering automation, especially equipment automation on the floor, make sure you work with the right provider. Make sure that you work with someone who's going to take the time to understand your individual needs and like Denny said, work with you to make sure that it makes sense for you and that they put together the right solution that's going to work for you.
I think we were talking about offline. There's a company that's making a cylindrical joint, and they're from the tobacco industry, and they're requiring that they're in control of the entire stage. And so it's really important that you work with somebody who knows what they're doing, because when you don't, you're allowing somebody from another industry to dictate the finished product, and they don't know anything about it. So they're really mandating that you use all the same conveyor belts that tobacco uses when it's not really relevant. You're going to lose a lot of your trichomes and good stuff along the way, and so you want to shorten that distance. And so it's really important to know who you're dealing with and that they are reputable and subject matter experts. And with that, I really appreciate you all being here with me today. So with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is your Cannabis Business Podcast, The Talking Hedge. Like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.